Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 643. I'm your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
All right, so I did want to say before we start that the box office numbers for Batman vs. Superman came in for Monday. And I have to say they're appalling. $650,000. $650,000 we're down to on Monday and $800,000 on Tuesday. So it's basically like fizzled out. It's not really going to climb that much more. It would be lucky if it makes 845 million worldwide. So what do you have to say about that?
Hey, you know what? I have nothing left to say about that movie. You know, honestly, it's a bad movie.
Right.
It's just a bad movie.
Bad movie, and it only has a profitability of $33 million.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they said. $800 million base that they spent. So, okay, move on. What's the next thing?
Well, I had to close the article because I was getting an ad on it, but it looks like the actress who played Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis will not be returning.
Emilia Clarke, who was
Emilia
in
Clarke, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will not be returning in the next Terminator movie. And it looks like you were saying, it doesn't have anything to do with Genesis at this point.
And also, she made the decision not to go in.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't ask her yet, but before they asked her, she did a Natalie Portman and said no. So we do know that Natalie Portman said no to Thor 2, but they forced her. But it looks like they're not going to force her for Thor 3. So, and she is signed to Thor 3, supposedly. But, yes, that's Emilia Clarke is just coming out and saying, nah, I don't think they want me anyway. Whatever. Looks like Matt Smith, the whole thing is done. Redone. I don't know what they're going to do. When it gets to time travel, it gets so confusing now. So I don't know if they're going to try to make it like they prevented that timeline, or you think they're just going to what do they think they're going to do? Where are they going to pick up from?
Honestly, I think what they can do is just go back to the original timeline. Just forget about Genesis and make the next movie about. This is what I've been saying. We have 1, 2, and 3. Make all those canon again. Make Salvation. Get rid of that. Make that uncanon. Get rid of it. And let's start a trilogy in the war. Towards the end of the war.
Yeah, but you have to. Unfortunately, now, just like the fans who don't follow the news like we do, they have to show that the Genesis timeline was prevented.
Yeah, they could do that really easily in the movie. Just have Skynet say something really easy like, there have been multiple versions of our battle or something, and then, he'll show on a screen or something like, Salvation
And this is the prime reality?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Because inherently now, when you have time travel, you could easily say, multiverses are a thing. You know what I'm saying? Alternate timelines are a thing. So I think that that could actually add an interesting dynamic to the story. Mm-hmm. But I think it's time now. I think it's time for Terminator movies in the war. I don't think we need to see, so-and-so goes back in time to kill John Connor or something like that, Do it up, trilogy in the war. 3 main battles.
I mean, if they travel to the future,
yeah,
wouldn't they alter the past by traveling to the future? Because if they travel to the listen to this theory. If they travel to the future exactly before Matt Smith attacks John Connor, mm-hmm. then the timeline is restored the way it was.
Well, actually, you'd probably be creating a new timeline.
Well, no, because it would just happen.
Because at that point, it would branch off into something else.
Oh, so in other words, the timeline that's changed now already is a new future?
Yeah. Basically, this is a good way to think about it. Anytime somebody time travels to the past or the future, you are now in a new timeline. Because it branches off from that point.
But so then if they can't go to the future, if they go back to the past to before the Terminator lands and tries to kill a kid Sarah Connor, and if somebody wipes them both out, and then it will continue on as normal timeline.
Yeah, if they don't have any interaction with Sarah, I mean, it's most likely that the timeline would just continue. It would still be a new timeline. It would just be very, very similar to the old one, the one that we're used to.
Right.
This is why I was so against them doing something like this, because now it's like, well, what if we send a Terminator back to, when the Earth is still forming? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Skynet takes over and makes a giant metal planet. Like,
I'm just trying to find a way that they could erase Genesis, but then go back to the See, here's the thing: when you start doing the timeline thing, people get turned off.
Yeah,
because then they're gonna be like, oh, well, then any movie they could just explain as another timeline.
well, time travel wasn't the main point of the old Terminator movies.
Now you got to fix it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it was a plot point that was supposed to be relatively simple, that would move the story forward. In Genesis, it's like the main thing. Like, oh, we'll travel here, then we'll travel here, then we travel here, and we'll do this, and that, and it's like, all right,
Right, and they stole the idea that from Sarah Connor Chronicles that you could travel to the future, because that was always the thing that you couldn't.
Yeah, you can only travel to the past.
Right, so they kind of stole.
That's based off of the real theory of time travel, was that you would only ever be able to travel to the past.
Right.
Theoretically.
Yes. All right, so Emilia Clarke is out. Matt Smith has to find a new franchise, unfortunately. And what else do we have?
We have this weird news, some X-Men news. This is relating to possible Wolverine 3. Spoilers. It says here that X23 may appear in Wolverine 3.
Which is different because X23 was created in the regular timeline.
Right.
Not in the future. And Old Man Logan is technically a future, but not possibly the main future. Could be an alternate future. I mean, Marvel kind of made it like it's a possible, now it's an alternate future. But X23 started off in the past, not the future.
Yeah, it says here that it's possible that she could be joining the X-Men universe starting off in Wolverine 3 and then possibly being in other ones, I gather.
So she possibly time travels?
Yeah.
That
I guess.
I don't like. I mean, I only like Cable and Bishop, that's it.
Yeah, they said that they were casting specifically a brown-haired woman, height 4 foot to 4'11", size 0 to 4, which they're saying sounds like what she was in the comics.
Technically, she's a clone of Logan, but she's a woman.
Yeah.
So they altered his thing to make it a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not crazy about that.
Who knows?
What else do you have?
This one's probably the bigger article. We've got the writers talking about Avengers Infinity War, mainly Thanos and the heroes in Infinity War. So I'm going to probably paraphrase some of this. Talking to Joe Russo, who's one of the directors, and basically he said things such as, "We had our own office filled with cards of everybody who was alive and available." I believe he's talking about the characters in the Marvel Universe right now. And the Russo brothers came in and went, "Whoa, so that doesn't mean that everyone has to be in the movie. There's definitely not going to be 67 lead parts." That's good.
Okay.
Also, we have Josh Brolin, Thanos. Marcus says he's never been the main character in that way, so giving lots of good screen time to Thanos is paramount, and it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Someone else added, there's an aspect of, people knowing what's coming, so our challenge is how best we are going to handle this somewhat known quantity. But also, he's barely been touched on. He's had about 20 seconds of screen time so far.
Wow.
Not too much information in this, but it sounds like they, when the Russo brothers, I think I misquoted him there, I apologize about that, but I think when the Russo brothers saw what they have, they want to have all these characters in there, but I'm glad that, one of the writers there said that there's not going to be 67 lead parts, because, wow, that would have been way, way too much. And as for Thanos, it sounds like they're trying to make sure he lives up to the hype.
Right.
That's what I interpreted from that.
All right. So, I mean, we know the Guardians of the Galaxy probably going to be in it.
Yeah.
The Avengers. Maybe Netflix heroes there, but not quite 67 characters. Maybe half that. We'll see. And then we got Doctor Strange, I'm sure is going to be part of it. Don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I think honestly, thinking about what they're going up against, I think they're going to need him.
Right.
Because Doctor Strange is one of the more powerful heroes that they have. So, I mean, you can't have, as much as I like the Hulk and Captain America, let's be honest, a lot of the stuff that they're going to go up against, the Hulk and Captain America wouldn't do well against. So
Right.
Then you've got Black Widow and Hawkeye who'd get slaughtered. You've got Ant-Man, who's he's got powers, but he's not gonna be able to fight someone like Thanos. Even together with Iron Man and all of them, I think they're gonna have a hard time. So having Doctor Strange there, not by himself, but with them, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need Spider-Man. They're gonna need Black Panther. They're gonna need Scarlet Witch. They're gonna need everybody. Everybody who's still alive, they're gonna need.
Yeah. And I'm sure someone's going to die.
Yeah.
That's, maybe they'll kill Black Widow, which would contradict them doing movies with her.
I'm telling you, man, I think we're going to lose Stark.
Really?
Yes.
That would be interesting.
I think we're going to lose him or Rogers.
It's probably Steve Rogers. Like I predicted, I said Bucky Barnes, Captain America. That's probably who they're going to do. I do want to do one more article if we could before we go.
Sounds good.
And I sent it to you.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this.
Yeah. Let me see. Could you screen share, or let me see if I can screen share? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me just see.
Basically, this article is talking about Elizabeth Banks. We heard that she was cast as Rita Repulsa in the Power Rangers movie. And we got our first official picture of what her costume is going to look like and what she looks like in the costume.
I got to say that, hold on, this is giving me trouble here because I'm trying to load our everything show before this, and it's kind of slowing up. Look, I do apologize. Let's see. All right. Can you see it? Yes. I hate it. That looks nothing like Rita Repulsa. I hate it. What do you think? You like it?
Here's my thing, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I think this is probably better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, my God.
Here's why. You can't have Rita looking like Rita from the show.
Why?
Because they don't want to do something like that in this movie. Let's be honest. She looked stupid. Everything in that show kind of looked stupid except for the Rangers outfits and the Megazords. It was great for kids, but if you're bringing this to the big screen, which I think is a good idea if you do it the right way, yeah. But this is what worries me about this, right?
Okay.
That looks a little too not kid friendly. If you see what I'm saying.
Right, I know what you're saying.
And to me, if you're making a Power Rangers movie, you don't go super serious and dark.
Well, here's the thing. Does anybody of this generation know what Power Rangers is?
Yeah, it's still on TV.
So that we have a new audiences that like.
Yeah, it's still really popular. It's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still really popular. And they just had a huge, like I know that the old Rangers come back in the new shows every now and then.
Right.
So they may not know who Rita is, but kids are gonna get the general idea.
Right.
That didn't look like Rita to me. That looked like somebody else. I saw people saying that she looks like a character from Mortal Kombat, and I think that's
accurate. She does look like somebody.
Absolutely right. I think that's what that looks like. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. I just want to know, like, what are they gonna do with this Power Rangers movie? Are they gonna make it like? Are they gonna try to ground it? Because like, if you try, there are things that don't need to be serious, and Power Rangers is one of them. It's meant to be silly, and I don't know why. It's like trying to ground the Showa Godzilla era. Like you don't try to do that. So like, why are they trying to ground Power Rangers? Like, why?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think they're gonna go kiddie-ish.
No, I don't think they should, but I think
they're gonna go more adult, dude. I think that they're gonna try that.
I wish they would just have fun with it. Like,
I don't think so.
Don't make it like I don't want to see like a romance drama in Power Rangers or like.
Well, who's she gonna be in love with? What's that gonna be about?
No, not with her. But I'm talking like I don't want to see like the green and like white Ranger, like or like the pink and the red Ranger or the yellow Ranger and the black Ranger together. Like I don't want to see something like that because I don't even know if I want to see this movie. Like I'm so like when I heard they were making Power Rangers, I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could go see this. Honestly, this is like, I don't know, man. I'm sort of like, there's this other movie too. There's Tarzan with Margot Robbie is right. Margot Robbie who plays Harley Quinn, right?
Uh-huh.
Isn't she going to be Jane? Tarzan and Jane?
Is she really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So it's like, let me screen share that then. I mean, I like Tarzan, don't get me wrong, and I've seen just about every version, but I don't know, man. This is the guy from True Blood, is Eric.
Well, so I think you could really do a really cool live-action Tarzan movie. I think that it'll be in the same vein as like Maleficent or whatever, but to me that's a totally different thing than Power Rangers. Like I don't know.
I mean, there you are. That's Tarzan.
That doesn't look bad.
Oh, I know, but we'll see what that's going to be. I think it's basically they're doing it like almost like a sequel to Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. If you remember that movie, sort of.
No.
So you don't like that? Was a good.
I never saw it.
I think it was the guy that's the Highlander was Tarzan. I think. There's a few other things to talk about, but I think we'll save it for another time until we get more information on some of these things. I am expecting another Ghostbuster trailer.
Oh.
I don't know if it's going to break Friday, but then there's also some stuff coming out about Star Trek TV series that I'm going to wait to do with Daniel because there's some big news on that. So I guess that's it. So, all right. Tomorrow, I guess, Chris, right? Maybe we'll do the unboxing for the Titans that I have. All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.